You're listening or watching Radio Afiju. The time is 3 p.m.
Ẹ bá mi pè o. Àfíjù. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfíjù. Rédíò. Àfíjù. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfíjù. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfíjù. Lórí WhatsApp. Àfíjù. Instagram. Àfíjù. Facebook. Àfíjù. Lórí X. Àfíjù. Lórí YouTube. Àfíjù. Lórí TikTok. Àfíjù. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfíjù. Ẹ bá mi pè o. Àfíjù. Rédíò. Àfíjù. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ 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 Àfíjù. Rédíò Àfíjù. Rédíò Àfíjù. Rédíò Àfíjù.
Stay informed with news on Radio Afiju.
First, a look at the highlights. Tinubu sued over unexecuted 167 billion naira projects. 25 civilians killed in convoy ambush in Mali, Army says. U.S. judge temporarily blocks mosques Doge from accessing payment systems. Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on Radio Afiju. My name is Pearl Durotoye. The news in detail. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sued President Bola Tinubu over the failure to probe and prosecute contractors who allegedly collected over 167 billion naira from 31 ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, but failed to execute any projects. The respondents joined the suit as the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN. SERAP has asked Tinubu to direct the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Olawale Edun, to probe the allegations. In the suit filed last Friday at the Federal High Court, Lagos, on behalf of SERAP by its lawyers, Kolawole Oluwadare and Oluwakemi Agumbiade, the organization asked the court to compel President Tinubu to direct Fagbemi to bring to justice as appropriate any companies and contractors who collected over 167 billion naira of public funds from 31 MDAs but failed to execute any projects. SERAP also asked the court to compel President Tinubu to direct Olawale Edun to publish the details of the projects, such as the locations of the projects for which the contractors and companies collected 167 billion naira, the amount collected by each contractor and company, and the names of the shareholders. Academic and non-academic staff of higher education institutions in Nasarawa State under the aegis of Joint Union of Nasarawa State Tertiary Institutions is set to embark on an indefinite strike. The union resolved to commence a strike over the non-implementation of the 30,000 naira minimum wage consequential adjustment, promotions, and 70,500 naira minimum wage. The institutions include Isa Mustafa Agwai Polytechnic, Lafia, College of Education, Science and Technology, Lafia, and the College of Education, Akwanga. A statement signed by the chairman, Samson Kale Gbande, and his secretary, Paul Ulotu, and made available to journalists in Lafia indicated that the affected institutions regretted being denied all the increments which necessitated their action. An assistant superintendent of police in Niger State, Shafiu Bawa, reportedly committed suicide on Saturday afternoon. The incident occurred in Kontagora local government area, where authorities revealed that his father, Usman Bawa, a resident of the Rigasa area in Kontagora, reported the matter to the police command. The officer, Bawa, was found hanging from the ceiling when his father entered the room on Saturday afternoon and discovered his lifeless body. Police officers later arrived at the scene and transported his body to the General Hospital, where he was confirmed dead. His remains were subsequently released to his family for burial in accordance with Islamic rites. Operatives of the Anambra State security outfit, Agune Chamber, have arrested and detained popular native doctor Chidozie Nwangu, widely known as Akwa Okuko Tiwaraki. The flamboyant spiritualist, known for his ostentatious lifestyle on social media, has been notably silent since the launch of Agune Chamber. His online fame stemmed from his controversial promotion of Okete, a money ritual he claimed could bestow limitless wealth, attracting a large following, particularly among young people. According to sources, security operatives picked him up at his base in Oba, Idemili South local government area on Saturday evening and swiftly took him to the office of the Deputy Governor, Onyeka Ibezim, for interrogation. Away from Nigeria, the Mali army says insurgents killed 25 civilians and injured 13 others in an ambush of a military-escorted convoy near Mali's northeastern city of Gao on Friday. The army's death toll differed from a local official's account of the incident, which said that up to 56 bodies were recorded at the hospital in Gao and that there was also an unknown number of military casualties. The attackers struck near the village of Kobe, around 30 kilometers from Gao, in a region where groups linked to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda have been active for over a decade, destabilizing Mali and its neighbors Burkina Faso and Niger. The army said in a statement that at least 19 assailants were killed when soldiers retaliated and pushed them back. It did not mention military casualties. The insurgencies took root in Mali's arid north following a Tuareg separatist rebellion in 2012. The Islamist militants have since spread to other countries in the impoverished central Sahel region south of the Sahara. Still in Africa, the activist and guerrilla leader who became Namibia's first democratically elected president after it won its independence from apartheid South Africa, Sam Nujoma, died aged 95 on Saturday. Nujoma rose to head the thinly populated South African country on March 21, 1990, and was formally recognized as founding father of the Namibian nation through a 2005 Act of Parliament. Their claim was balanced out by domestic and international criticism over his intolerance of critical media coverage, his railing against homosexuality, and over the 1998 constitutional amendment that let him run for a third term. He was a longtime ally of Zimbabwean strongman Robert Mugabe, backing Mugabe's land seizures from white farmers, though at home, Nujoma stuck to a willing buyer, willing seller policy. In Asia, 5 Thai farm workers released by Hamas now had all been working in southern Israel, where they were kidnapped during the attacks by Hamas on 7 October 2023. There were emotional scenes on Sunday morning as the 5 men were embraced by tearful relatives at Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport's arrivals hall. Foreign Minister Maris Singhapongsa said it was very inspiring to witness their return following their release on 30th January. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un criticized trilateral military cooperation among the United States, Japan, and South Korea for raising tensions in the region and vowed countermeasures, including the further development of nuclear forces. According to state media, Kim said U.S. deployments of nuclear strategic assets, war exercises, and military cooperation with Japan and South Korea were inviting military imbalance in the region and raising a grave challenge to the security environment. Kim said during a visit to the Defense Ministry on Saturday to commemorate the founding day of its army. DPRK stands for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea's official name. That the DPRK does not want unnecessary tension of the regional situation, but will take sustained countermeasures to ensure the regional military balance. In Europe, polls opened in Kosovo today after a combative election campaign in which opposition candidates clashed with Prime Minister Albin Kurti over the economy, corruption, and relations with the country's old foe and neighboring Serbia. Kurti, a leftist and Albanian nationalist, came to power in the small Balkan country in 2021 when a coalition run by his Durotoye party received more than 50% of votes and secured a 7-seat majority in the 120-seat parliament. Political analysts say his popularity has been bolstered by moves to extend government control in Kosovo's ethnic Serb majority north, but critics say he has failed to deliver on education and health, and his policies have distanced Kosovo from its traditional allies, the European Union and the United States. In the United Kingdom, Health Minister Andrew Gwynne has been sacked after a newspaper revealed he sent a string of offensive and abusive WhatsApp messages. The MP for Gorton and Denton was also suspended from the Labour Party after the Mail on Sunday reported the messages which insulted constituents, fellow MPs and councillors. A government spokesperson said Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer was determined to uphold high standards of those in public office and will not hesitate to take action against any minister who fails to meet these standards. Gwynne said on X that he was sorry for any offence caused by the badly misjudged comments. He added that he understood the Prime Minister and Labour's decision and, while very sad to have been suspended, will support them in any way he can. In the Americas, a federal judge early Saturday temporarily blocked billionaire Elon Musk's government efficiency team from accessing government systems used to process trillions of dollars in payments, citing a risk that sensitive information could be improperly disclosed. U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer in Manhattan issued the order after a coalition of Democratic attorneys general from 19 U.S. states filed a lawsuit late Friday arguing Musk's Department of Government Efficiency has no legal power to access the United States Department of Treasury systems. The ruling also applied to other political appointees of President Donald Trump's administration. Hours after it was issued, Musk called it absolutely insane in a post on his social media platform X. The billionaire said the Treasury Department and the Doge had agreed to require all outgoing government payments to include a rationale in the form of a comment and to have a categorization code. In the Middle East, the Israeli military has expanded its assaults in the occupied West Bank, killing an 8-month pregnant woman during a raid at the Palestinian territory's North Shams refugee camp. The Palestinian Ministry of Health said in a statement on Sunday the troops opened fire on a Palestinian family at the camp, killing Sundow's Jamal Mohammed Shalabi and critically injuring her husband. The ministry said medical teams were unable to save the 23-year-old woman's fetus because the Israeli military prevented them from transferring the injured couple to a hospital. Palestine's new agency said the Israeli army raided a camp in the occupied West Bank's Tulkarem region early on Sunday and deployed heavy machinery and bulldozers raiding dozens of homes as reconnaissance planes flew at low altitudes. Still in the Middle East, the Israeli military has completed its withdrawal from Gaza's Netzarim corridor, a requirement under Phase 1 of the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas agreed last month. The so-called Netzarim corridor refers to a strip of land that cut off northern Gaza from the rest of the strip. According to the ceasefire agreement, the deadline for withdrawal was February 9th. The full withdrawal of Israeli troops from the corridor took place a day after Hamas and Israel conducted their fifth captive prisoner swap, which saw the Palestinian group release 3 Israeli captives in exchange for 183 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. In a statement, Hamas said Israel's complete withdrawal from the corridor signals a continuation of the failure of the goals of the war of extermination against the Palestinian people. Now talking sports, Sergio Ramos' wife, Pilar Rubio, has decided not to join him in Mexico following a surprise move to Monterrey, Mail Sports reports. The 38-year-old had put pen to paper on a 1-year contract after staying without a club for 6 months. Ramos last played football in May 2024, playing the entire 90 minutes for Sevilla as they lost 2-1 to Barcelona in La Liga. The Spaniard will wear the number 93 for Monterrey in a tribute to his iconic goal against Atletico Madrid in the 2013-2014 Champions League final. However, according to journalist Javi De Hoyos, Pilar Rubio has opted to stay in Spain for professional reasons. Before we go, here again are the highlights. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sued President Bola Tinubu over the failure to probe and prosecute contractors who allegedly collected over 167 billion naira from 31 ministries, departments and agencies, MDA.